Hey everyone, Nano here. In today's video, we'll be discussing parts of the head for barbering and hairstyling. Let's go. Alright, right before we get started, I'll briefly describe where I got this information from. I got it from my old My Lady hairstyling and barbering textbooks from hair school. Majority of this information and vocabulary is just stuff Americans use. So if you're not from America, maybe you're from the UK or Australia, vocabulary might be a little different. Now, if you guys didn't know, I'm actually Canadian. So, yeah. So, a lot of information right here was just stuff I found on the internet. Wasn't necessarily things I just got from my textbook. So, right here, we got the fringe line, which is just, across your forehead. Got the parietal recession, which is this corner right here. And then we got the temple line, which is that line away from the parietal recession, moving downwards. We got the temple peak point, which is this corner right here at the top of the, what you guys would call the C cup, which is the part in front of your arch over here. The arches is the hairline above and across, just right over your ear. And then we got the nape line, which is the line down the neck. And then obviously we got the neckline. One thing, some guys like to refer to this fringe line, parietal recession, and temple line as the box, because many barbers try to make this part into a box. Some reference points I like to use when, barbering and stuff is the ears. So at the bottom of the ear, you got your lobe. This flap of ear right here, kind of in front of your ear tunnel, is the tragus. And then this top flappy part is the helix. All right, next I'm going to talk about the profile section and the radial section. So the profile section starts at the center fringe line, moves up, down the crown, and ends at the center neckline, center nape. For the radial section, it's just behind the ear, straight vertically up and around the crown, underneath the apex, and back down to the other ear. All right, now we're going to go through the parts of the head. So right here we got the fringe area, which is across your fringe line, right at the parietal recession, in a triangular pattern, up ends right here where in between the apex and fringe line. And the apex, you guys didn't know, is the highest point of the head. So right here is the apex. All right, so right here we got the top area, which is right in front of the radial sectioning, which I talked about earlier. And it ends right where the parietal ridge starts. And the parietal ridge is an important part. The parietal ridge is basically a horizontal line from the parietal recession, which I talked about earlier, and down towards, I guess, around here. So to find the end or the bottom part of the parietal ridge, you would place a comb above the client's ear, and right where the head starts to round, that would be the beginning part of your parietal ridge. The side is just this empty space right here above the ear in front of the radial sectioning. Your sideburns begins at the top of the arch, below the ear, in front of the ear right here. Next up, we got the crown. The crown is behind this radial sectioning here, and it ends right where the occipital bone starts. Below the occipital bone, this flat area at the back of your head here is just your nape. Now, the occipital bone, this part is actually very important. To locate the occipital bone, I would place a comb at the back of the client's head, and right where the head starts to round, that's where the occipital bone would be. Some people have a low occipital bone, other people have a mid or a high occipital bone. This drawing that I did right here, this person has like a pretty high occipital bone. It's pretty high. All right, now going back to this bottom part here. So we got sections. These sections are for cutting, and it's important to know about these sections. So I already mentioned profile and the radial section earlier. We also got the horseshoe section, which starts at both ends of your parietal recessions, across the parietal ridge, dipping down towards your occipital bone here, across, and then back directly to the other end of your parietal recession. Certain key things which I feel like are important are the occipital bone and the parietal ridge. Reason why I feel like these two parts are the most important is because not everybody has an occipital bone, if that makes sense. Some people at the back of the head, it's almost completely flat. And so at that scenario, a lot of barbers or hairstylists, they will fake an occipital bone by like removing some bulk here down the nape and creating like a round bump back here. Now, the reasons why the parietal ridge is important is because you gotta locate where the bottom part of the parietal ridge is. Especially, let's just take a flat top haircut as an example. It's a very boxed up haircut, which gives your head a very boxed up appearance. Now, if you were to remove hair for bulk kind of up here-ish, and you're trying to do a flat top, it's gonna make the client look like they're wearing a hat. Doesn't really look like a good haircut. So it's important to locate the bottom part as your parietal ridge. Parietal ridge is also important for knowing where to do the side part. That's it for today. Please like and subscribe for more content like this.